Hello! This is going to be the production breakdown for my new song Archean Gold. Let's listen to the intro. Okay, so this is how the main guitar part goes. And so with the intro, we've got a few chord shapes that it's based on, and then in between the chords I'm doing these nice little kind of twiddly parts with hammer-ons, pull-offs and slides to add kind of some nice little melodic runs to kind of link up the chords. So the first chord, this is a way to play an A major 7. And then this second chord shape that I land on is pretty much like a C sharp minor. Then I use my little finger here to add an F sharp into it. And so that's kind of like adding the 11th to it. So you could say it's like a C sharp minor, add 11 there. And then this third chord shape, it's like an E major, that kind of slide up into. And then that slides down to, a B major. So those are the 4 chords really that make up the beginning of the song. And so this is, the intro. Or I kind of more think of it as just jumping straight into verse 1, really. So, I like to use my available fingers to add these little, nice little melodic runs into it. Sliding up to the E, and dropping down to the B. So, a lot of it is just experimenting, and then I suppose just trusting my ear. So if I kind of, play a little melodic run or have a little melody there that I like the sound of, then I keep it in, really. So that's the main guitar part for the intro or verse 1. So let's have a look at the extra layers that I added to it. So first up, we've got this sound, which is a heavily reverbed, just one little kind of note there, just to add a nice sparkly texture. And so that sound, it is a preset in Reason, Music for Airports, that's the one. And so it's a nice piano sound. And so, I've added a very kind of big reverb to it. And I've added this kind of radio effect, just because I didn't really want a lot of the low end to be a part of this sound. And it just kind of helps with this nice kind of higher frequency, sparkly texture. And then also we've got this next layer. So this is a nice kind of little chord pad that I've added into it just to kind of fill up the space in the mix and just to kind of add a nice bit of warmth to it. And so with this sound, it's actually a little patch that I've made myself. And so the samples, yeah, they're the harmonics of the 6 strings on the guitar at the 12th fret. And so, yeah, so I've definitely played about with the attack of it. So I didn't really want a lot of that kind of pluckiness that we get from plucking a string. So it more kind of smoothly kind of comes in. Again, just to help with this overall kind of chilled, spacey vibe that we're going for. And I've also got this other little pad here as well. So that's pan to the right. So we got the little harmonic pad that we just looked at, pan to the left. And then we got this kind of more lower kind of pad sound, pan to the right. Again, just to help with the width and to add some, yeah, kind of mid-range to low end to it to help, yeah, thicken up and warm up the sound. And this pad, yeah, it's just a preset called A Safe Place within Reason. And all I'm playing there is just the root notes of the chords that I'm playing on the guitar. So if we listen to them pads all together, so we've got 3 little layers. So it just creates a nice little bed for the main guitar to sit upon. And then I really like to use reversed elements to really help with transitions between different sections. So I reverse that piano sound to help with transitions. And so that's got a nice delay on there, which creates that kind of nice, kind of like wavy, almost kind of like a tremolo effect in a way. And then actually to kick the song off, I do just have this one little reversed element to lead us in. So again with that, I just heavily reverbed and delayed that piano sound. And yeah, just kind of chopped off the tail end of it, chucked it in reverse, and it works nicely. It's just a nice little ease in, yeah, to the beginning of the song. And so also we have some real bass. That's how it sounds. So again, I'm not really doing anything fancy there. It's just playing the root notes of the chords I'm playing. And a lot of the times what I like to do for the rhythm of the bass, I tend to make it follow whatever rhythm my thumb is playing the bass notes on the guitar. So then all that kind of low end can just really link in together. And then as well as the real bass, I've got a synth bass as well. Which again is just mimicking the live bass. And again, it's just nice to have them 2 layers there to just really thicken it up and create a nice warm foundation for everything that sits on top of it. And then I've just got a lot of this kind of cymbal ambience is what I've called it. So I have a little foot cymbal that I was just kind of slightly shaking just to create this nice kind of jangly texture. And so this is how it sounds. So it's very subtle, but I've got it going through a nice ping pong delay. So it adds this nice texture and little ear candy there. And then, yeah, I've just got some more kind of reversed little kind of cymbal hits as well, just to add a nice texture, really. And that's all we've got for the first verse. So really, it is just the guitar, and then all I was adding to it is, yeah, little pads left and right to help with the width. And then, yeah, just some simple bass following the root notes of the chords that the guitar's playing. And so with the guitar, what I'll say, and as you can see, we've got 3 layers for the guitar, because what I wanted to try and do in this song is I wanted to make the guitar the main focus of the song, but more so, instead of it maybe being like a rhythm guitar section panned left and then a lead section panned right, I was thinking of this more of just like a solo fingerstyle guitar song. So I really wanted the guitar to be right in the center of the mix, but I also wanted it to sound big and wide. And so what I opted to do was, yeah, plug the guitar in with the lead, so DI'd, but then also I set up 2 microphones in kind of like a stereo pattern. So then I could pan 1 mic to the left, 1 mic to the right, and then in the middle, we've got the DI signal. And so, yeah, I think it creates like a nice wide sound. But I suppose, say if I was to re-record this, and if I wanted it to sound nice and big, I could have just maybe double tracked the guitar. So just record it twice and then pan it left and right. That could be an alternative. But I really like having the DI bang in the middle of the mix with this one. Just so, yeah, it's like nice and at the front. So let's listen to these 3 layers. So really the microphones, they're quite a bit lower in the mix, and they just add a nice bit of kind of space to it. And also what I really like with miking up an acoustic guitar is it just sounds a lot warmer and more real to kind of how it would sound to our ear when we're playing, or if you're listening to someone. So if we listen to just the microphones. Yeah, kind of nice width to it and nice and warm. But I do like having the DI in the middle just to really let the guitar be the main focus. Cool, so let's have a listen to the chorus. So this is the main guitar part. So I'm using a lot of the same chord shapes that we looked at for the verse. So again, starting off with this same A major 7. I'm just hammering on my first and second fingers. Let's have a nice little pull off there. And this time now I'm going to the B chord. And then I slide up into our C sharp minor chord. And then slide up again into the E chord. And then, yeah, I'm just adding variations with the rhythm with my right hand, and yeah, varying it up with the left hand as well. So again, yeah, it's just based on 4 chords. They're just in a slightly different order in comparison to the verse. So let's have a look at all the other layers that I've added to it. So to help reinforce the melody that the guitar's playing, I use that same very reverb piano sound from the verse, and it's just kind of picking out some of the notes of the melody that I want to accent, I suppose. So this is how that sounds. So it's just helping to accent the melody from the guitar, and with that reverb, it just kind of creates a nice texture and a nice atmosphere for the chorus. And I've got that same sound pan to the left and pan to the right, just to really help the kind of little melodic run that I play towards the end of the chord progression. So it just really helps to add some nice width to it. So if I play that with the chorus guitars. So just, yeah, reinforcing the melody from the guitar, just because there's a lot going on with that guitar. And I find with this kind of finger picking, fingerstyle type of guitar, it can sound quite busy. So one thing that I did find difficult actually with this song when I was recording it is I came up with the guitar part and recorded that, and then I did struggle trying to figure out what sort of layers I could add to the song. And so this was one of the first songs that I was working on for this album. And so to begin with, I was trying to add in counter melodies and more melodic information, but it was just too busy. And I think it's just because there's a lot already going on with the main guitar part. So it's actually one where I've got quite a few different versions of me trying out different melodies and trying to pan them left and right to try and kind of squeeze them in or make room for everything. But then I actually just kind of put it to the side, worked on some other songs, and during the process of working on the other songs, I kind of had a realization, I suppose, where you don't have to be adding loads of new stuff. If you already have quite a busy part or maybe like a very solid kind of melodic part, then you don't really have to add anything new to it. So you can just try and reinforce what it's already doing. And so once I kind of had that light bulb moment, when I came back to work on this song, that's the approach I took to it, really. So I didn't really worry about adding any counter melodies or new melodic content. I was really just thinking, let's kind of double up on what the guitar is playing. And I think it really helped for this song, just because, yeah, there's a lot going on already with that main guitar part. We've also got the nice kind of harmonic guitar pad in there as well for the chorus. And this is just playing the chords that the guitar is playing. Again, reinforcing the guitar. So it's pan to the left, again, just helping with the width of the song. And it just adds a nice kind of warmth and a nice layer and texture to it. And so again, from the verse where we had that lower sounding synth, using that as well. Again, it's going to be pan to the right. That's how it sounds. So it's playing chords as well, but then also we've got these kind of lower octaves. Again, just following the root notes of the chords that the guitar is playing. And so them two pads together, they just, yeah, add a nice kind of texture and a nice bit of width. Okay, and so for the bass, again, I have live bass in there. And then also what I like to do as well is I always like to program some sub bass, just because having that sub really adds a nice kind of warm low end to it. And I think it really helps with the impact for when the chorus comes in. So this is what the sub and the bass guitar sound like together. And so as you can hear, I've sidechained them quite a lot just to really help the kick drum come through. And with the bass and the sub there, it's just mimicking the rhythm of what my thumb is playing on the guitar. And now for drums, this is very simple looking at it. So I've got just a nice simple little kind of hi-hat pattern that I played in. So very straightforward. And then the kick and snare. So this is kind of like a dubstep drum beat. So we're definitely feeling more of that halftime kind of feel. And the snare heavily reverbed, because that's just the sound that I like. The kick drum is just following the rhythm that my thumb is playing on the guitar. So really for the kick, the bass, that is already locked in. And that's all determined really by the rhythm that my thumb was playing from the main guitar part. One final little element that I always like to add in is a reversed snare hit. So it really helps to kind of lead in to when the snare does impact. Which is another thing that, yeah, when I used to make dubstep back in the days, that's another little thing that I learned from then, and I do it in all of my productions. Cool, so that's the chorus, and then after that, we go straight into verse 2. And really with verse 2, it's very similar to verse 1. The only difference is I've varied the main guitar part a little bit just so I'm not copying and pasting. And again, I've just added a little bit more of the kind of synth elements. And so one of the main ones is kind of carrying on with the piano sound, the very reverb piano sound from the chorus. I carry that on in the verse, again, just to help reinforce and accent the melody of the guitar. And we have some percussion in there as well now. But again, very, very straightforward. So just a very sparse kick. And then if I add in all of the percussive layers, which is really just a little tambourine that I recorded in, and altogether it sounds like this. So again, keeping it very sparse, and that's what I tend to find I've been doing for this album, just because there's a lot going on with the guitar, with all like the kind of finger picking and everything that I'm doing. So yeah, I try and let the guitar breathe by not doing too much with a lot of the other elements that I add to it. And so after that, we go into a second chorus. And again, this is very similar to the first one. I do some tiny little variations in the main guitar, but that's about it really, just because this is meant to be more the hook of the song, or the recurring theme, you could say. So second chorus is exactly the same. And then by this point in the song, structure-wise, we've gone verse, chorus, verse, chorus. So I thought I definitely want to incorporate a bridge or a third section, just so that it isn't copy paste all of the time. And so this is how the bridge goes. So what I wanted to do in this third section, or the bridge, I wanted to have some nice variation and contrast compared to the verse and the chorus. And so really with the verse and the chorus, I'm just kind of hammering away at all the strings. And as we've said, the guitar is quite busy. So I really wanted to just, kind of chill out a bit on the guitar. And so I decided to use a lot of the same chord shapes that we've been using already throughout the song. But just kind of pluck the chords. So they're a lot more sustained, a lot more sparse. And even for the listener, it kind of gives you like a moment of, okay, we're pulling it back a little bit. And let's just chill out, dude. And so this is what I played for the bridge. So yeah, using the same chord shapes. That's our A major 7, going up to kind of like our C sharp minor. Got the B and the E. And so adding a slight variation to the E. So I suppose we could kind of look at this as more being like an E sus 4. And then going back to a normal E. Then we go back to the A major 7, B, C sharp minor, E. And then on the repetition, do like a nice little quick kind of arpeggio, and add a bit of vibrato. Adding a little finger there on the C sharp minor to vary that melody. And then the same with the B chord. Cool, so that's the bridge guitar, or the main part of it. And again, I'm using a lot of the same layers. So we've got that nice piano sound. We've got the harmonic kind of pad. We've got the lower pad in there as well. And again, a lot of that kind of cymbal ambience where I was just kind of very gently shaking this little cymbal to create this nice kind of twinkly, sparkly texture. Let me mute the guitars and we can just listen to all the extra layers we've got in there. So again, that nice twinkly piano is just reinforcing the melody that the guitar's playing. The pads come in just to help with the width and add some nice warmth to it. And the bass, yeah, just nice and simple, following the root notes that I'm playing on the guitar. And it, yeah, just again, just fills out the sound and creates nice layers and textures for the guitar to sit on top. And then at this point, I knew that I wanted to try and build it back up. And so then we can finish the song with a little bit of energy and finish it with a chorus. So it took me a little while actually to come up with this section, but let me just play it for you so you can hear it. So I definitely wanted to bring back in that kind of arpeggio or that kind of nice finger picking pattern just to help increase the energy. And yeah, I think it works nicely to lead us back into the chorus. Okay, so this is what I played in that build-up section. So again, using the same chord shapes that we've used throughout the whole of this song. We've got our A major 7. And I'm doing a lot of pulling off and hammering on in this song. So it's definitely a theme that we've got running through here. So yeah, I thought it'd be nice to add a little variation with a pull off in there. Going to the C sharp minor. Sliding it down to the B, sliding back up to the A major 7, C sharp minor, slide up to the E now, and yeah, nice little 12th fret harmonic on the first E string there, and that leads us into the chorus / outro. And so, yeah, this final chorus, very much the same as the first and second choruses. Again, I had just a tiny little variation in the guitar, but then I really wanted to help with that kind of driving, building feeling. So I changed up the drums quite a little bit towards the end there. So let's listen to this final chorus. So yeah, a little bit more busy with the drums and adding some fills with some toms. And yeah, I got the nice little kind of tam shaker and a little wooden shaker in there just to add, yeah, a bit more energy into the percussion. And then really the main kind of change up, I suppose we could call it, is I just went to a 4 to the floor with the kick drum, really. And I think what helped me kind of make that decision was the tempo for this song. It is 128 BPM, which is kind of just standard for your kind of club house music. So yeah, I thought it'd be quite cool to chuck that in at the end to, yeah, kind of just end with a bang, you know? And that's the song. So really with this, it kind of does boil down to 4 chords. So yeah, our A major 7, C sharp minor, B, and E, pretty much. And so, yeah, it's just incorporating a lot of kind of pull-offs, hammer-ons, and sliding between the chords as well. That's quite a nice thing that I've done in this song. And then for all the extra layers that I was adding to it, is all just reinforcing the main melody that the guitar was already playing. And yeah, bass and percussion, I kept it pretty simple in this one. So yeah, that's a production breakdown of my latest track, Archean Gold. I do have tabs. If you do feel like having a crack at playing this song or learning the song, There'll be a link below for a free tab on songster.com. But also I've got a super detailed tab as well where I've kind of notated all the fingers with the left hand and then even the picking pattern and everything with the right hand. So I've notated that for a super detailed one if you fancy that, and that'll be linked down below as well. So cool, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, check out the song, add it to playlists, it's streaming everywhere, and I'll see you on the next one.